guys, welcome to the stream. Apparently the thing wanted to take its own vacation, so let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Let's go ahead and get this done so we can get done. Sorry if I'm 6 minutes late, y'all. The sim didn't want to cooperate. Let's go ahead and enter the aircraft here. Today we're going to be flying from Newport News, Williamsburg to Orlando. Let's go ahead and import the flight plan here. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate the battery here. So first, I have the TFDI design pre-flight checklist. So normal checklist, cockpit entry, we have radios off, fuel switches off, parking brake chocks are set as well. Let's go ahead and set that. Gear handle, flap sights are retracted. Gear is down. Alright, emergency power is off. Let's go ahead and turn the battery on. Emergency power is set to off. Go ahead and get the external power set.
Autopilot.
Let's go ahead and set the let's go ahead and test these.
Engine 1, fire. Engine 2, fire. Engine 3, fire.
Let's go ahead and get the, let's see, cargo test, manual test. Let's go ahead and set the IRU switches to nav, and I'll do it again. Let's go to intentions. Let's go ahead and initialize that. Let's go ahead and set the FMC. It's going to be 370 and 33 cost index. I'm going to set it as American 1776. Let's go ahead and set our fuel and payload, which I can, that's fine. So we're going to set our lock fuel, and then we're going to set those up. And then we're going to set our flight plan here. We're going to set it to runway 7. And we got to figure out what our altimeter is. Alrighty, we have our nav set, cockpit voice recorder. We are going to test really quick. Test is good. Go ahead and set ignition B real quick. And off, except ignition off. Let's go ahead and set our hydraulic auxiliary pump 1. Alright, our, wait, wrong one. 29904. It's too far. And we got 29 Celsius. Let's go ahead and calculate that. 29 times 1.8 plus 32 equals, I didn't ask for that, clear, 29 times 1.8 plus 32, 84 Fahrenheit. Let's go here, 84 Fahrenheit. So let's go ahead and get our takeoff weights. Let's go ahead and get specific flaps 15. I want to keep it at 15 so that way I don't have to change the dial. 135, 135, 156, 0 at 5, 0% slope and 5 knot tailwind, 59, flex temp, packs on, 15, there's our V speeds, 135, 135, 156, and let's go ahead and set up flight plan. Everything's set up. We got to set up our arrival, which is going to be the get out 1 arrival. ILS 18 right, Elbird, and Hollow. And it's going to Vanya. Get rid of the vector here. Alright, let's go ahead and set our aircraft trim. Let's see what our trim's supposed to be. Let's get it to... Alright, our trim is set to 6 degrees of trim. Let's go ahead and get that compass down. Let's go ahead and get our upper head panel set. Go ahead and get it to okay, so we got our we got our cabin outflow set. Test our fuel quantity. We're going to go up here and hit the quantity test. Emergency switch set to arm. No smoking sign set to on. Seatbelt sign is off. Exterior lights are as required. Those are... The evac panel is armed and guarded. Test and guard for the ground proximity warning.
Pull up. Pull up. Sink rate. Pull up. Terrain.
Elevator fuel is set.
Pull up.
Cabin pressurization
Don't
set
sink.
to auto.
Don't sink. Too low.
Ditching
Terrain.
guarded.
Too
ATS
low.
panel
Gear.
off.
Too low.
QNH is
Flaps.
set to 204.
Too low. Terrain. Glide slope. Too low. Terrain. Caution.
Set to
Terrain.
156.
Caution. Terrain.
Which is going to be V2.
Pull up.
It's going to be set to 4,000. Let's go ahead and connect to that sim here. And auto ATC, so we have no ATC online. 6213 is our squawk code. Set our TCAS there. And heading, we're going to set it all to nav. So no faults. Time is correct. We're going to have 3 green today. We need to set RTO, so I'm going to go ahead and bring this out, set the RTO. Let's see, throttles, let's check those. Alright, we're good. Throttles are close. Thrust reversers are set, dial flaps set setting. pressed in for the start switches. Bring the CRTs up after we get the engine started up. Let's go ahead and bring the circuit breaker light up. See, fuel switches are cut off. Radio panels I gotta set to 18.7. That's DC. That's a Potomac approach frequency, which is 1885, which they're not on right now. Doesn't mean they'll be on later. 22.8. Let's set that real quick. That's 22.805. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and set our weather and traffic. Let's go ahead and decrease this. Excuse me. Alrighty, and we are set there. Let's go ahead and turn the emergency power on. Testing off, transponder set, we're trim 0, aileron trim 0, and ADG is... Alright, we got that set, and let's go ahead and get the... Before start, we're going to start the APU, set that switch right there, which is APU power, and hit the APU APU bleed on. We got the APU starting. We got the FMS confirmed all. IRS is naved and aligned. Seatbelt sign comes on. Beacon light comes on. Taxi light comes on. Let's go ahead. Engine ignition B is on, and the beacon light is on. Alright, let's go ahead and get engine start ready. Starting at number 3. Switches and fuel switches on. At 15 and 2 and rising. Confirmed. Oil pressure is confirmed. Ignition 25 seconds. Yep. Engine exhaust temps are coming up. .45 and 2 is closed. Engine 3 is stabilized. It's stabilizing. %. Let's go ahead and get the flaps out. Review. Let's go ahead and get engine 2 started, and then hit the fuel switch. Let's bring the CRTs up. Alright, we got that coming up. Okay. Let's go ahead and arm spoilers here. Should not arm those yet. Alright. 400 Celsius came up. Go ahead and start up number 1. Do the repeat. Go ahead and get the config up. So we got our aircraft there. Engine anti-ice is required. APU, we got the flap set. Config page. Taxi lights are on. Stabilizer trim is set. Let's go ahead and check the flight controls. Full left are good. Full right good. Elevator pitch up, down, and rudder left and right. Alright, we got 3 good engine start. Let's go ahead and remove wheel chocks, disconnect GPU. Alright, and let's go ahead and begin taxiing. We're going to connect to ATC 4000, set that. Newport is traffic, American 1776 taxi runway 7 via Lima Alpha crossing runway 2. Newport is traffic. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and bring the spoilers up and start our taxi phase. Go ahead and shut the APU down. APU shutting down and flight controls are checked. Alright, chat. We got our, let's go ahead and get engine page back up. Newport is traffic, American 1776 crossing runway 2 at Lima. Go ahead and set our nav buttons and auto flight. So let's go ahead and get those set. Anti-ice, spoilers, RTO, green band we got. Landing lights coming on. Go ahead and get these lights on. Let them know ready for takeoff. Alrighty. High intensity lights on. All those are set. Alrighty. Alright. Let's make sure we're good to go. Auto flight is set. And we're going to be departing soon. Right now. Newport News traffic. American 1776 departing RNAV coupon on runway 7. Newport News traffic. Alright. Start cockpit chat. Let's go. Took power set. And we have 80. We're at V1 and rotating. Positive climb, gear up. Newport News traffic, American 1776. We are climbing out of 1,000 for 4,000 direct coupon. We got the gear up, speed brakes disarmed. Let's go ahead and get we got to keep the flaps out so that way we don't gain speed.
Altitude.
Okay, so we got the EAD check, no alerts. Let's go ahead and climb up to 10,000. Let's go set autopilot. Slides are coming in. If the autopilot disconnects, I'm going to have to take manual control. Newport News traffic, American 1776. We're going to go to
Autopilot.
Go ahead and get direct on here.
Autopilot.
Let's go hit direct coupon.
Altitude. Autopilot.
Why not stay on course?
Altitude.
Let's go ahead and set it to 14,000.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
Get her on course here.
Autopilot.
It's climbing steeply. I don't know why.
Altitude.
Let's keep it at 1,000 feet a minute. Let's go ahead and select Unicom here.
Stabilizer motion.
Okay, we're at 10,000 feet. We gotta turn the landing lights off.
Stabilizer motion.
Alright, let's go ahead and climb up to 370, which is our cruise altitude. Let's go ahead and engage 310 knots and initial climb. Let's look at this beautiful plane as we rocket out of Virginia. And we are climbing at almost 4,000 feet a minute. All traffic, American 1776 climbing out of 157 for 37. Alright, and let's go ahead. We're going to be crashing transition altitude here in a second. So transition altitude, we pull our QNH set to 2902 and dial flap is set to 15 already. So we have nav 1 set. We are on course. Our gear is up. And I'm going to go ahead and set our auto brakes to medium. I'm going to get our performance. It's going to be 1.8 right. And we are winds calm. Runway 18 right. It's 31 Celsius in Orlando today, which is the equivalent of, let's take a look, 31 times 1.8 plus 32. It is 88 degrees Fahrenheit in Orlando. Landing lights off, which I forgot to check on the checklist. And yes, I have the checklist off of TFDI Designs website. We will be at 37,000 feet. Coming up on pack now. New York Center is on, but we're not going to New York now, are we? Are coming up on 280. We're coming up on 290. We have about almost 7,000 feet left to go. And here, this will actually change on its own to Mach. Coming up on now 310, we got 6,000 feet to go. And at 310, automatically change over. Maybe 320, I don't know. It's either 320 or 330. Coming up on 320, chat. And so if you look, this is shaped like the wing of the plane, this is shaped like the wheel. And 330 is where it changes. Currently over North Carolina, y'all. We'll be at 270 knots for today's flight. And this number here is our top speed that we'll be at, Mach 0.80. To give us a fuel-efficient flight. We're at 354. We're gonna be at. We will be at 370 soon. And you guys can follow this flight.
Altitude.
You can actually follow this flight. I'll send you the link, y'all. You can follow the flight on that sim radar. I will send it in chat. And we are over North Carolina right now. And we have no ATC on. There is ATC on Miami, but that's about it. And we are at 37,000 feet. We're going to go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off. Let people walk around. Let's go ahead and increase speed to Mach 0.83. Check this plane out. They're the tri-jet contrails. Number 1 here, this is number 2, and that's number 3. Alright guys, I will be right back. I'm gonna go to snack and we will continue on. I am back here. Let's go ahead and go check this cabin out. This would be first class, y'all, right here. As you can see, it's much more spacious for an airline. Then this would be economy. And the overhead bins in 24 are 100% interactive. this would be coach right here. This is coach, a 252 configuration. This would be another 252 configuration. Now there's two different MD-11 engine types. You have the MD-11 with the General Electric, which is this one, and you also have the Pratt & Whitney. And here is the flight deck here. So if this was a DC-10, this is where the flight engineer would sit. He would sit here, monitor all the hydraulics. He would sit behind the first officer. But since the MD-11 was derived off the DC-10, this seat actually would swing out. DC-10 would have a jump seat right back there. Let's go ahead and get back in the seat here. We're at 270 knots now. We are coming up on the lead. And we are coming up on and we have a lot of food on board today. We're going to come out here and I'm going to show you. This plane is beautiful. I don't know why I like tri-jets. I don't know why I like them. I don't know why I've liked tri-jets, but I think it's because they've had style. I just don't know. I want you to guess. So, chat. When I land, what is your... Take a guess at the, I want you to guess the landing rate. We are at 10% fuel, which is fine because we're going to need all the fuel we can get to Orlando. Let's go ahead and grab that sim radar on my computer. So we are on that simulator. We're at 471 ground speed. 471 knots ground speed. Coming up on the next waypoint, and that's the Atlantic Ocean back that way. Atlantis approach is on. They probably just came on. Actually, no. There's Augusta, Georgia on that sim radar. Williamsburg, Georgia. This plane is going to go sit in a window seat. Go sit in the window seat, y'all, and watch the flight in real time. Close to the engines as possible. that General Electric engine right there. Vibrating the outside of it? I didn't know that at risk there at first. Passing Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach is off the left wing. Right down there. this screen right here. And I've seen photos of cabins of the MD-11, and they're very similar to DC-10 though. Let's go ahead and get back to the flight deck here. All I just do is hit Shift Spacebar and it takes me back to the flight deck. And we're almost to Pigged, and it's Jeved, and then we're going to be on the Get Out One arrival. Alright, let's go ahead and begin the descent soon. We are set up for descent now. We're going to descend to 340. We have our aircraft set to 340. I'm not going to start descending yet. Jeved is where we'll start descending. Caked is where we'll start descending. Miles from Caked. Coming up on 49 miles now. Okay, so we're at 41 nautical miles now. kick, I think I made descent now. Let's go ahead and get the CTAF for Orlando, which is 24.3. There's Charleston, South Carolina right there. Going to get the fast seatbelt signs on as we let them know that we're ready to descend. So that idle those engines. Come on, that's deep.
Altitude.
Well, that reached quick. I think I may have an idea. We're gonna I don't know why I like tri-jets. It's something that I don't know. Alright, we're approaching Cape, and then we're going to go ahead and descend to 300, so that way we're there when we get to Elford. We're going to start descending on. I want to stay at like 1,500 feet. I know, so that's inhibited. Alright. Coming up on flight level 300. See how many MD-11s are online today. There's 19 MD-11s right now. I'm one of them.
Altitude.
CWC. We headed from South America to North America. Alright, we are level at 300. Back up. I gotta pick your drink up right now. Alright, y'all, I'm back, so let's go ahead and Alright. Got me a Monster Juice out of the garage. Alright, let's go ahead and get this puppy. Put that switch back because it can't be lowered until we get to a certain speed. Telling me to set the correct heading indicator, which I'm not. Alright, so either get out when arrival, 3002 on the altimeter, no separation for services required. So when we get to Elford, we descend to 300. Actually, we're at 300 now. We get to noon, we descend to 190, and then for you is 13,000, then 12,000, 10,000, 9,000. We come in on 18 right. Alrighty, we are on turn for the get out one arrival. Let's go ahead and prep the altitude for 190 so that it's ready to go. We're at 8% fuel, guys. Do you think we're gonna make it? Passing off the coast of Georgia now. There's a Southwest 1776 on board on that sim, and I'm American 1776. Alright, here we go. Getting ready to descend to 190. Alrighty. let's get ready to go down to 190, y'all. Alright, let's go ahead and get the checklist up. Local altimeter is 3003, but we're not going to set it yet. Alright, descending to 190. All traffic, American 1776, descending out of 300 for 190. Let's reduce speed to 250. Listen to those idle. Listen to that idle sound. When you're on the outside, listen to that idle sound of those General Electric CF6-80A2s. That sounds beautiful. Alright, let's go ahead and get the slats out. Oops, too far. I want the slats out, not the... Oh, slats are inhibited. Dang it. If we can get slowed down enough so I can use the slats. There we go. We're going to be using a 3-gear landing setup, so we're going to be using those left and right, no center gear. When we come in, you'll see Daytona. And for those who are going to be looking on the left side of the plane, you'll be seeing the Daytona International Speedway when we come into land. All traffic, American 1776, we are descending out of 226 for 190. There's Florida right over there. We're just on the edge of it. There's Flagler executives down here somewhere. Let's go ahead and get the slats out, because if they can come out. There comes the leading edge slats right there.
Altitude.
Coming up on 100 now. Alrighty. After we get to noon, we're going to set up the altitude to 13,000. What I'm going to do is we're going to reduce speed to I want to be at 210 before Banya. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can speaking up here from the flight deck, we are getting ready to fly over, we're getting ready to pass the International Speedway coming up in the next few minutes. Up on noon now. Alright guys, make your predictions on what landing rate's going to be. Alright, descending to 13,000 now. pre-flight traffic, American 1726 descending out of 100 for 13,000. Alright, we got so Daytona International Speedway is going to actually be right up here. For those who are going to keep an eye out, it's actually next to the Halifax River.
Altitude.
Mustache. That's Ormond Beach. There's the Halifax River right there. There's the speedway right there. There's Daytona right there, guys. There's the grandstands. Marked off with the cursor right there. Go ahead and get 1-2000 set into the aircraft's you'll be able to see the you'll be able to see it here off the corner here. Because there's Ormond Beach right there. Actually, that's Daytona's airport right there. Because you can see the bay there. Sending 1-2000 now. There's Daytona International Speedway. Right there. And there's the turn where Earnhardt was killed in 2001. Go ahead and reduce speed to 210. Orlando traffic, American 1776, we're descending out of 1-3000 for 1-2000. Speedway's coming up. For those who are on the left side of the aircraft, they can actually see the speedway. Let's go ahead and let them know. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Captain speaking up here on the flight deck. If you look off to the left side of the aircraft, you will be able to see Daytona International Speedway. But there it is. There's it in full view. You got pit road, garage area, the victory lane is right there. I can just make it out. And in BMG Drive, we're going to be running the road course. And then after that, we're going to be running the speedway. Let's go ahead and let's bring out flaps 15. And there's the Interstate 95 I-4 interchange. And Daytona's twin is Talladega, which is in Alabama. Flaps are out. Not going to lower the gear just yet. We'll reduce to 180, so let's go ahead and get the speed brakes armed. Auto brakes are set to minimum, or medium, sorry. Let's go ahead and let the flight attendants know it's time to sterile cockpit. It's done. Let's go ahead and set the next altitude for 9,000 feet. Orlando traffic, American 736 is descending out of 10,000 for 9,000, Orlando. Alright, landing lights coming on. Flaps 28. Auto brakes are set. Spoilers are armed, flaps and slats is required. Let's reduce speed to 180. Get us slowed down enough. Orlando International Airport will be actually off to the off this way. All right, let's get down to 5,000 feet. Flight attendant seats for landing, please. Flight attendant seats for landing. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get this bad boy on the ground. Let's get down to 3,000. Orlando traffic, American 1776. 6 miles from Banya on the Get Out 1 arrival.
Altitude.
Alright, we're at 180 knots. There's the airport back there. You can see the layout for it. There's Orlando Stanford right here. Alright, what's our trim? 3.2 degrees on trim. Alright guys, type in the chat and see what the landing rate's going to be. Alright, we're coming up on Hollip. Let's go ahead and reduce speed to 160. There's Orlando International Airport off to the 9 o'clock position.
Stabilizer motion.
We're at 5.2 degrees of stabilizer trim. Oh, we're getting blown around. The whole aircraft moved that way and it came back. Flaps are set 28. When we get the flaps, when we get the gear down, we're going to put flaps 35 and then flaps 50. Let's go ahead and set our missed approach altitude, which is going to be 2,000 feet. Coming up on the approach. Set 2,000 feet. Coming up on the approach. Orlando traffic, American 1776 is on the final on naval for the ILS-18 right.
Autopilot.
Just lost autopilot.
2500.
I'm gonna hand fly it in.
2500.
We're hand flying it in. The autopilot disconnected, so we're hand flying it. Let's go ahead and get the autopilot back on. Gear down. Gear down and lock 3 green. Get flaps 35.
Stabilizer motion.
Gear down and lock 3 green and missed approach set. Let's go ahead and get this bad boy down on the ground. Orlando traffic, American 1776 on the ILS-18 right. And going over to CTAF. We'll see you guys next time. Orlando traffic, American 1776, about 15-20 miles from runway 18 right. We are approaching Honor at 1 nautical miles, Orlando. Okay, that's on. We get the glide slope here. Let's go ahead and reduce it. Let's go ahead and bring it down to 1,000 feet. Want to keep it there. Well, let's go up to 1,500 feet. Landing gear set. That'll turn green when we land.
Stabilizer motion.
Orlando traffic, Tree Frog 450 is taking off runway 35 left on the Danny 3 departure.
Okay, let's get the flaps 50. Alright, I'm taking control.
Autopilot.
It's a 5-knot tailwind, so we're not worried about that. Let's go ahead and disconnect the throttles. I'm going to take control. Manual control on my end. Back a little bit. Keep engine power up because we're close to stall speed. Keep it about 75% up.
Glide slope.
Glide slope captured.
Glide slope.
Chat, sterile cockpit.
Glide slope. 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 Glide slope.
Pulling power back.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
Holding a traffic, American
Glide
1776,
slope.
4 mile final, runway
Glide
18
slope.
right.
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope.
500,
Glide slope.
500,
Glide slope.
Power up.
Glide slope.
And Orlando traffic, Tree Frog 450 is climbing out 3,500 on the Danny 3 departure last call.
Glide slope.
Enjoy your flight, sir.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
Have a good landing.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
We're gonna need it.
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope.
approaching
Glide slope
minimum,
stable.
Glide
Continue.
slope.
approaching
Glide
minimum,
slope.
Approach minimums.
Glide slope. 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 Glide slope.
minimum,
Continue.
Glide slope.
200,
Glide slope.
Pulling the power back.
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope.
Power up a little bit.
Glide slope.
100,
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide slope.
50,
Glide slope.
40,
Start pulling up.
30, 20, 10,
Speed brakes up. 3 reverse. That was 30 feet per minute. I'm gonna take it. Alright, after landing checklist, reverser stowed. We're going to go ahead and turn the landing lights off. We're going to stop right here. Landing lights off, high intensity lights are going to come off. Flaps and slats are going to come in. Spoilers are down and locked. Let's go ahead and bring our... Oh, it's going the wrong way. Let's go ahead and bring our elevator trim down to 3 degrees. We're going to go to stabilizer trim 3 degrees. Set 3 degrees up. Let's go ahead and turn the weather radar off. Let's go ahead and turn our APU on. Landing lights are on and taxi lights coming on. APU start. Orlando traffic, American 1776 taxiing gate 48 via Yankee Bravo 6. Crossing 18 left at Yankee. Alright, so we're going to look both ways. We're going to cross. go ahead and set. Alright, we're going over here. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and turn taxi lights off. It is beautiful sunny here in Orlando. Like, beautiful sunny. And there's gate 43 right in front of us. We're taking it. Let's go ahead and turn the beacon light off, logo light off, taxiway turn-offs off. Alright, these parking brakes weren't set. I'm pulling into the gate right now. I am off center a little bit. And we are here, guys. Alright, parking brake is set. Let's go ahead and get the ground power connected. GPU connect. Wheel chocks are connected. Let's go ahead and get the ground power on. Alright, fuel cutoff switch is coming off. Fuel cutoffs, external power as required. Anti-ice, ignition off. Yes, automatically all off except nav, which is still on. One of those off, not. Let's go ahead and turn those off. Let's go ahead and Alrighty, let's go ahead and engines are shut down. GSX should not scream at me. Let's get the APU turned off here. APU's off, packs are off. Evac control switch set to off. Cockpit IRS switches. And no, IRS does not mean Internal Revenue Service. Let's go ahead and the lighting off. Let's go ahead and bring these down. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get this panel lighting off. RS switches off, cockpit lights off. Let's go ahead and okay, let's go ahead and get so emergency switches coming off, emergency lights off. Let's go ahead and get the battery off here. Well, I want to connect the gate first. Engines are off. You better not scream at me, GSX.
You need to stop the engines to request ground services. You need to stop the engines to request ground services.
Oh, shut up. And then we got that. Let's go ahead, open passenger door.
You need to stop the engines to request ground services.
The engines are shut down. See, the switches are down and GSX is screaming at me. Alrighty. And ladies and gentlemen, we have successfully done the flight. I'm gonna go try to turn the battery on and let them know we're signing off. And Orlando traffic, American 1776, we are signing off. We will see you next time. But anyways, guys, we are here. Welcome to Orlando, y'all. Apparently but the airport is actually modeled pretty well. Gate 40. Come on, stop. And guys, this is going to be it for today's live stream. If you guys want to see more of this stuff, feel free to message me in the chat. and hope to see you guys in our next one. RV6 driving out. See you guys next time. Take care. Bye bye.